Alright, so now TJ's doing a single leg curl. It's an isolation movement for the hamstrings. A little different than the glute ham, which is more of a kind of a compound movement for hammies. On this one, we like to get to one side or the other as opposed to standing straight on with it. It allows you to keep your hip pushed into the pad so that when you're coming up, it's all hamstring. You're not using your back to arch it up. So keep your hip pushed into the pad, come straight up from the knee. It's almost comparative to doing an isolation curl for biceps. So great hamstring movement. All right, now we're on the seated leg curl here. The key on this one, you got to set the machine up properly. So you want the pad on your Achilles tendon. You want to make sure your knee is lined up with the joint of the machine, or else the angle is going to be off. Really crank down this pad to keep you in place, and use your arms to keep your body from scooting forward, so that everything is coming from the hamstrings. There's no body leverage to move the weight. Alright, so now we're moving on to the lying leg curl. This is the preacher curl of hamstring movement. So you want the pad low enough on your ankles so the weight is at the end of your legs. You get the most out of the weight. You want to make sure your hips stay down so that your hamstrings are pulling it up again, just like the other one. So you're not pulling it up with your back. It's a hamstring isolation movement. TJ's doing an exercise here. It's called a glute ham raise. It's a specialty piece of equipment that we have here at Metroflex, and you'll find it at a lot of lifters gyms. As you can see, this is great for bodybuilding, hamstring and glute development, and for powerlifting and sports, power and explosion out of your glutes and hamstrings. So you're in here on your toes, your knees come straight at the end of each rep, and you're pulling yourself up from your hamstrings, not from the waist. So a lot of people do it incorrect and bend too much from the waist, and they'll use their lower backs to come up. But yeah, as you can see, TJ here is coming up from the knee, using all hammies and glutes. Great piece of equipment that you don't see everywhere.